Hey everybody! Hi, it's the
Hello.
Weekend Habit again. Hello. Today we are joined by two new guests, and you can see that Laffy or Alfonso Mangupad is gonna be here later. Would you believe that we haven't really met each other in person?
Yeah, no, we
So
haven't.
just
I'm
to
excited.
welcome everybody, I know, me too. So, this weekend we are going to be talking about teacher well-being, and this is going to be episode 8 of the Weekend Habit hashtag Guru Chat. So, for the people who are watching and will be watching the broadcast afterwards, Guru means teacher. For those of you who don't know, Guru is a Filipino word for teacher. So, it's really just teacher chat. All right. So, every week, this is happening on Twitter, and what we do is we live stream this on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as in Periscope and Twitter Live. So this is basically simulcasting all those channels, so that if you're not on Twitter, we'll still be able to reach you. Okay, and you can still join the discussion with us. So say hello in the comments down below, and we are going to be using the Q1A1 format for this. That means we ask the question, and then when you answer, you have to put the A1 or the A2, whatever the answer is, or whatever your answering is. So let me just introduce my co-hosts for today. So I've got my regulars. I've got Riza Picho. I've got
Hi.
at Riza Picho. We've got Lisa Requiso at the Requisos. And we've got our two special guests from the Global GEG. We've got Pilar
Yes.
Hernandez at underscore Pilar Charles. And of course, we've got Alfonso Mendoza, our newly minted Google certified innovator. So there, let us know in the comments what questions you have for us, and I'm just gonna go and have my co-hosts take the floor, introduce themselves. Hello, you guys. So shall we start with Riza?
Hi, everyone. This is Riza. I'm a phys ed teacher in the Philippines, and I've been teaching for like around 12 years. And I'm excited to be with everyone today. I always look forward to the weekend habit because this is my me time. After all the online distance learning I do for the Mondays to Fridays, this is my time to, connect, recharge, and just be with, the wellness thing. I needed that and we all need that. I think so. Okay, that's for
Yeah,
me.
and that's true. I mean, I think for my introductions for today, I'm just gonna ask you later on, like in the scale of 1 to 9. What
Yeah.
are you in the scale of 1 to 9 in the rubber duck grid? Okay,
Yeah, in the
so
rubber
how
duck.
about yeah, and then Lisa, please go ahead and
Hi
introduce yourself.
everyone. Hi, I'm Lisa. Just like Riza, this is my core PLN family, so I'm just so happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. I'm so happy that you're still in the Philippines. When are you slated to go back to Bangladesh?
Um, yeah, we're just waiting for our visa and then the timing
Mhm.
of our COVID testing, and then we fly out.
Okay, you take care. Okay, and now for
Thank
our
you.
guests, we have Pilar.
Hi everyone, I'm Pilar Hernandez. I'm from Monterrey, Mexico. I'm in the past because I'm on
Wow.
Friday and you guys are on Saturday. And I teach chemistry in the ninth grade, so my kids are in between 14 and 15 years
Mhm.
old. And I've been teaching since 2007,
Wow,
more or less, so about 13
it's been a
years.
long time, and I really like.
Thank you for
Oh my
inviting me. I'm
goodness!
so
When
happy.
you pronounce your name and you pronounce it with a Spanish accent, it just every single time I hear it, you know how bilingual Spanish people are able to speak certain
Yes.
words differently, right? I think
Uh,
it's the same with
I mean, I can say it with like in
in
English,
English. Yeah.
Hernandez, but I like my name as it is, Hernandez.
Yes.
Okay, so how about for fonts?
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Alfonso Mendoza, but you can call me Fonz. Everybody knows me as Fonz since sixth grade when Mrs. Johnson gave me that nickname, and it just took off from there. I'm an instructional technologist from Texas, South Texas. I live in Edinburgh, and I've been in education for 15 years now, 11 years as a teacher, 4 years as an instructional
Mhm.
technologist, and I'm just happy to be here. Again, I'm with Pilar. I'm like 4 hours away from Pilar, so we're practically neighbors,
Yeah.
Yes.
so we're pretty close. So we're excited to be here and just be on your show and meeting all the wonderful, like Riza and Lisa, and then mi tocayo. Where's my tocayo, Alfonso? I was hoping to
Yeah.
meet him today.
He's gonna be late. He did send a message to me this morning. He said he's gonna follow. He's actually in another webinar right now.
Okay.
It's 9:36 in the morning here in Manila. So there's some PD that happens on a Saturday. Same with me, and sometimes I schedule it. But if it's a really rough week like this week, I usually just don't do my Saturdays and I just leave that for myself. I'm like Riza. I like the weekend habit is my me time too.
Yes.
Okay, so I think I'm not sure if I've got my Twitter up. It's so difficult when you're multitasking and doing this whole live streaming thing. For those people who are going to be live streaming and doing Twitter at the same time, believe me, it's not easy. Okay, so
Yes.
I did ask here, like, what? So I've got my really beautiful slides. Pilar, you're beautiful here. And Alfonso, I don't know what did you use
I,
for that photo.
I have to say for the picture, that's a picture of a picture. Yeah, so they took my picture for the yearbook, and I liked it a lot, but they couldn't get me the actual picture, so I took it from the
Like,
yearbook, and I've been using it.
you took a photo of it. And fonts for your photo, what did you use to kind of change
Oh,
your?
that's the Photoshop Cam app. So I highly recommend it. You can have a
Oh,
lot of fun with the Photoshop Cam app.
okay. Okay, I'm gonna give that a try. That's new. That's a new thing for me. Okay, I see here that on a scale of 1 to 9 on the rubber duck scale, how are things going for you guys today? I think I posted a rubber duck photo on Twitter, so you should see that photo now, right? I'm gonna have to minimize this for me to show it to some people. Or Alfonso is already here. Um, we call him Laffy. So Laffy will join us in a few minutes. That's what he said. And so on a scale of 1 to 9, what's your duck scale today? Did you see the picture of the duck?
Yes.
I'm already laughing about it because I felt like in between a 5 and a 9. And then I was literally in bed feeling like that, all deflated. And then I received your message like, hey, I'm finally sending you this. I didn't forget. Come on, join me and everything. And it was like it inflated me back up.
So are you now a 1?
I'm feeling like a one right now for a little
Yeah.
while at least.
How about you, Fons? Are you feeling? I think you just
Yeah,
said
like
1, but I'm feeling like a 1 today.
yeah, I'm feeling like a one today. It's been great. I mean, it's a second week already of virtual learning, for our district, and just been able to help teachers troubleshoot. And of course, you never know with technology because it's never 100%, but just being able to be there for them and just helping them adapt and overcome, then you
Yes,
just
that's
feel
true.
like a one. So it's great. So it's been an awesome week, and I'm ready for the weekend.
Yeah, me too. Like I'm so ready for it since Monday. I think I tweeted like I feel like a 3. No, no, I look like a 3. I feel like a 1. This week has been really big for me as well. Like it's the launch of our second exhibit for the new online art gallery, which is Artstock PH. And we launched a very, very colorful exhibit this time because the first exhibit is all about COVID and overcoming COVID, and this time this is we have overcome, and it's kind of the messaging is really how what's the color of your energy, and the colors of the art that was put out this week was just so beautiful. So if you get a chance to actually see it, it will really brighten up your day. It's at artstockph.com, and our exhibit's name is Electric Youth. So yeah, very Debbie Gibson feels. I know. How about you, Lisa?
80s.
I
Me,
know it's so 80s. So me.
me? Is it me now?
Yes.
So, uh, sync.
Go ahead.
It's my sync week. So, yesterday I was like on the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I wake up today, I'm already on a 2. Because I was thinking, okay, it's me time and I get to, recharge and reconnect. So I
Mm-hmm.
usually on a Saturday morning, I usually go for a walk and take nature in to recharge me. So after all the troubleshooting, asking the
Mm-hmm.
kids, okay, reminding them, okay, can you please submit this now, things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it deflated me, and then waking up this morning, I'm already on a two.
That's nice. That's nice. You know, it really is great when you've sometimes just sleeping it off, and then when you wake up in the morning, is like everything is just all restarted, right? Do you feel
Yes.
that sometimes?
Yes. A good
Yeah,
sleep really helps.
I know. I don't sleep enough. I sleep when I'm dead. Okay, so I don't know how about you guys, but I only sleep for like 3.5 hours every day. So that's like my. I usually sleep at like midnight, and then I wake up maybe around 1 in the morning, and then I wake up at around 4:45 or 5 in the morning. I don't even have an alarm. I just wake up. So yeah. How about you guys? Do you need like 8 hours of sleep?
I
Me,
need a lot of
yes.
sleep.
I
Me.
need like
Yeah.
12, but I only get like 6.
So
Yeah, I
Yeah,
need a
we
lot of
needed 12.
sleep.
I agree with the 12, but I only get 7 and 8.
okay.
Right.
Yes.
Especially when there's
Yeah.
school. I need a
Because it's
lot.
tiring. I saw
Yeah.
that Lisa, you answered that you think that you're a 5 as you're about to fly.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's just the
Yes,
anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
like the
yes.
not knowing when we can fly out, not knowing
Mm-hmm.
when to get COVID testing. And and I have my kids with me to fly out. So it's just the not
Anxiety.
knowing that causes the
Right.
anxiety for me, the stress. Yeah.
Well, I do
Yeah.
hope that
That's it.
whatever it is would get resolved, because I definitely understand you on the anxiety. Like I really can, as much as I love going on flights, as much as I love traveling, I get very anxious on the night before my flight because I don't want to miss my flight. So I rarely am able to sleep right before a flight. Even if it's just a flight to a town or an island here in the Philippines, I still am not able to sleep. So yeah, I definitely can relate to that. Now, I think I've got Q1 up already.
Yes.
Give me a second. Let me move my slide here. What does having good teacher well-being mean to you?
Hmm.
Okay, anyone? You
Okay,
guys can
so
start.
for me, it would mean that the school actually planned ahead. For instance, for right
Mm,
now, in this case of the classes being online, the school must have planned ahead some sort of activity or something for encouraging teachers to feel relaxed while they're at home. But reality is very sad because they don't really
Yes.
plan for our
Well-being.
relaxation, for our well-being, and they keep us very stressed because they feel like they need to control us in the schools, I think. And I don't know
mm,
if it happened to any of you, but it's like whenever you have, I don't know, in my case we're doing full schedule. So
mm,
if they have my schedule, and if my boss knows that I have like a free period, one of those planning periods, and then she would call me up on a meet, or send me a message that she needs something to, like, to make sure that I'm working.
Mhm.
and that's kind of harsh. And so, um, I think it's up to us to ensure our well-being, basically, to
Yes,
see for
agree.
ourselves, because
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
I definitely agree with what you're saying. I mean, stress levels and anxiety levels are at an all-time high, not only for teachers, students, administrators, and it just seems like no matter how much you try to prep, and I mean, you may have all your devices, you may have everything ready to go. It's that anxiety, that anxiousness never goes away because there's always going to be something that's going to be coming. So it, I mean, it's very important, for teachers to really understand that the pedagogy changed. It's you're no longer in front of the class. You're not going to have that control that you once did, because now we're like, I think Devin Rossiter, I shout out to him because he said it very eloquently. It's like teachers are now guests in the homes of the students, and students can just easily just close those laptops. So that stress level of how do we engage the students, but the stress level of the students as well as they're missing the socialization. So it's like
Yes,
everybody's on
agree.
edge. So it's really important, for teachers, educators, students to really, show care for one another, show some grace to one another, because the system's not going to be perfect, and the overall health of everybody is definitely what is most important right now. So yeah, it's a difficult time, but it's very important to really take that me time, that well-being, that mental break from these things, and just kind of look around, find something that makes you happy, inhale and exhale, and just let it be.
That's
Yeah.
true. I agree.
I definitely agree with that. Like, you really have to take some time and take a step back
Yeah.
because everybody's like going through meeting fatigue right now, and because this is the only way that we can actually see each other. But even then, you get fatigued because of that craving and that hunger for human connection. People are just calling more, and I really think that you should take the time for yourself. Like for me, well-being for me is a good balance between work and also time for myself. I love being productive. I really like that I have very long hours in the day, but I don't like working for a long time. So I usually like to work only for around 3 to 4 hours if I could. If I could just constrain it to around 3 to 4 hours of productive work, I'm made. I'm happy for the day. And then the rest of it would be a lot of creative stuff, a lot of creative work for myself. And yeah, so if I can strike that balance, then I would feel so much better about my day and myself. Otherwise, if I spend too much time with me and I don't get anything done, I'm also not happy, right? So I really want to be able to strike that balance. Yeah,
That's
and
true.
yeah. How about you
But
guys?
striking a balance is really a struggle and challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, if you're a mom, it's
Mm-hmm.
really going to be hard. I can really feel you on that side. Although I'm
Mm-hmm.
not yet married, I don't have kids, but
Mm-hmm.
being single, you still have your we all have our different challenges and struggles, and finding your balance is really hard if you're not being strict on it, because you
Yeah.
really have to give time to yourself. I've realized that after being in 2 months of online distance learning, I've realized I've been sitting down the whole day. So I can really feel low back pains now. So after I've experienced that, I've written down in my schedule like after 2 hours, I have to go out of the house, walk around, or do some stretches.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I would do challenges using
Mm-hmm.
Flipgrid,
Mm-hmm.
just so I could, document and have that particular visual guide that yesterday I was able to to move, or I was able to give time for myself, because sometimes you would always say yourself, okay, after another class, I'm gonna go stand up, and then
Mm-hmm.
you would be, forced to, but it's just one more section, I can do this, and then I can just go out, and then after you finish that one section, you would forget. I would forget that it's time to go out already, or it's time to move. So it's really hard. Unlike when you're face to face, you get to walk to the gym, go get to the next classroom. But this time, it's just really in my own little space. And if I don't force myself to move, I will lose that time. So I think well-being suffered. My well-being suffered for like a month or more. But after realizing that it's not really good for my health, so
Mhm.
I've started to make take little steps. Like I really make it a point. 5 p.m. I have to go out, wait for the sunset, just enjoy it, take lots of photos, and practice
That's
some like
nice.
poses that I really like to master. So things like that. So the picture, Mary, that you're posting here, it's like
Yeah.
me. I have lots of photos like that on a
Really?
sunset. Yes.
Yeah. I love this.
So
This is the tree pose.
yes,
Yeah, I like the tree pose
So
because it
cool.
is all about balance.
yes.
Yeah, that
All about,
it's like
standing strong like a tree
standing
and being
strong
able
like a
to
tree.
sway when there's a lot of strong winds.
For those people who are trying out this pose and you feel like how are people able to do that? The first time that you do it next to a wall and then you fix your
Right
eye in
there.
one point. Yeah, nice. Nice. You basically have to just fix your eye in one point. If you're kind of you feel like you're wobbly
Yes.
and just make fun of yourself. It's okay to just be wobbly and to fall. Yeah, at some point you're
Yes.
going to gain that balance and get your center. So for those yoga practitioners out there, I mean, ask Riza because it looks like she's mastered this pose already.
I've
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 got,
made the
yeah,
challenge with my class yesterday, and they would
yeah.
say, "No, not another balance challenge." And then I would say, "Why?" We should challenge ourselves. And then they would say, "Okay, okay. So for how many seconds?" I would tell them only 30. No, miss, make it 30, 60 seconds or 2 minutes. So they're game. So I'm happy. I'm happy.
That's a really good thing, so now if we've defined what good teacher well-being means for us, I think it's time to understand like what is the biggest source of stress and burnout right now for most teachers or
Yes.
for
There's
you.
a lot
Or for
actually.
you. How about you, Flor?
Um, for me, the biggest sort of stress right now is that I have been unable to balance being a mom and
Ah,
being a teacher. Like, because right now my kid is going to have a full schedule starting Monday, at the same time that I'm going to be
mhm.
teaching.
Yes.
And he's 5, so he needs me to be sitting right there.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I won't be able to do that, to be honest. I already talked to his teachers, and they know that it's probably very likely that a lot of the classes he won't attend. But that
Yeah.
means only that I have to do still all the activities by myself with him in the afternoon.
Yes.
So, so yeah, for me, that's my biggest source of stress. That also, well, while we're alone in the house during the day, and then he's running around and playing, and I'm in the middle of class, and I have to make sure that he doesn't do that much noise and interrupt my classes, because the school would complain, like they would call my attention if a parent complains about me having like my kid in the background, and which
It's
is, I
hard.
think, kind of
I feel
unfair
you,
because,
Pilar.
yeah, but well, that's how it goes. So for me, that's the biggest stress right now, that I've been unable to balance those two things, and I don't think I'm gonna be able, but I keep trying.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
just want to go back quickly to what Fon said in the Twitter chat. He said, "Just take a selfie." Fons, I watched that video that you post. I like those inspirational videos that you post in Instagram, and I actually watch them. I watched them in full, and I like that you posted this the selfie video before. Like, take a selfie, and you detailed each one of them. Like, stop, erase the negativity, learn from the situation, find the positive. Inhale, find peace, and exhale. Everything will be fine. I like that. I really do. Um, I really do. And of course, your mantra, your mantra has always been there in every single inspirational video that you
Yeah.
have. It's really
Uh,
inspiring.
Oh, thank you so much. And I do know that you don't really sleep because when I post those things early, you're liking them, and I'm like, wait a minute, shouldn't you be sleeping at this
2 in the
time?
morning.
Midnight.
I know. No, but going back to question two, and it's just some of the biggest stresses, and I can only speak in my position. Is just being somebody who always likes to serve, and it's just finding a solution for everybody. When people call in and hey, my this isn't working or this platform isn't working.
Mhm.
I just want to have solutions for everybody, and sometimes when it takes me a little longer to find that solution, I kind of feel stressed because I feel like I'm letting them down because I just feel that way, that if I don't help everybody and get them up and running and that they're running on all cylinders, and I haven't done my job properly. So sometimes I do take it to heart because I'm just one of those like servant leaders that I just want to go out there and do the best that I can for them. And and it's been great though. They understand, and sometimes they'll be the ones that, hey, you know what, it's okay. It's okay that you don't have an answer for me, but I appreciate you looking, and that makes me feel better. And at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, everything's gonna be fine. And then I have to remember to take a selfie.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, sometimes we have to take our own advice because you say it a lot to the teachers. Like, I coach a lot of teachers, and I tell them to do this, and then I kind of get stressed myself, and I forget my own advice. I forget my own advice. Before anything, before we move on, I would just like to welcome Laffy in the stream. Like, Alfonso Mangubat is now here in the stream.
Hi.
I just pulled
Hi.
his
Just
and see him
hi.
clearly.
Hello. Hi, Pilar.
Hey.
Hi, Fons. Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah,
I know, right? Great.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah, meet.
Tokayo.
Yes.
hmm
you're the
Yep.
fan.
Yeah, my tokayo.
Tokayo. Yeah. Yeah.
My webinar just ended. It ended earlier than usual. So I said, oh,
Wait,
more time for me to
wait.
stay to join the
Good.
weekend habit. Yep.
Yeah. So for those of you who are watching, just go to theweekendhabit.com if you want to see our past episodes are all there, including the videos and our profiles. And we're also going to be posting some of the profiles of Pilar and Fons there being our guests for this episode. All right, so we were just talking about what's your biggest source of stress and burnout right now, and I really feel for Fons when you say that you would like to get them ready. Like, I'm running an edtech consulting company, and I've been in this kind of business for around 8 years now. I've been doing Google stuff here in the Philippines for 10 years now. So you can just imagine, like, clients from way back who I've not heard from in a long time all of a sudden just calls me up because of the pandemic, because of the sheer panic that they have, and like juggling all of these every time. I have to remind myself that I should not panic, because if we're both panicking, nothing's gonna happen. But
That's true.
also that to keep their an open mind, because they're my biggest source of stress, because they need help, they want help, but they're not open to trying out new things. So I keep telling them, hey, you need to make sure that if you're going to get into this problem and really dig into this problem to try to solve it, you're going to have to be open to try a lot of things. Some of them
Yes.
might fail, some of them might succeed, right? So
Agree.
there, I have my third question up already, which is I think I want to hear from Lisa this time, how you protect your well-being at this time? And I really feel that Lisa's very good with protecting our well-being because she's a mom of like what? How old is your eldest, Lisa now?
So I have three children. They're
17.
17, 10, and 8.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, I don't
Like
know how I survived.
And look at her.
I don't know why
uh,
I'm like this.
She's
what is
glowing.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no.
This
I
girl.
think, like having a healthy relationship with your partner is key. So teamwork makes the dream work. No matter how many, like even if we even if stress gets to us and we fight about it, and there are anxieties coming in, as we both are teachers as well. So can you just
Yeah,
imagine the chaos that is happening at home when there's online learning and we can't really watch our kids because we're also teaching? So it is very stressful. And I find it quite difficult. Same as what Pilar said, I find it very difficult to separate, to balance that mommy time and that being a teacher time. So one of the ways I do that is to serve my kids, which is to cook lunch, a nice lunch or a nice dinner. So, it's kind of like my reward to us. Like, we had a full day, let's have a nice dinner together. And even though it's busy and it's messy and we're fighting because we're all stressed. But yeah, that's one things that I do as a mom and as a teacher. It's just that at the end of the day, let's do this. Let's talk and let's fight, but let's do it together. So that's what I say. So that's how I try and deal with it.
that's really good. That's really good to hear. I'm kind of the same. I have non-negotiable offline time. Like my offline time, I protect it like it's treasure. So there's a time in my day where I just turn off my phones. I just turn off and I just pick up a crochet hook and I just start either crocheting or just doing something with my hands, crafting, drawing. But I'm usually offline when I do that, or I'm even like writing longhand. I do calligraphy also,
Yes.
so I just write longhand, or even just like writing down notes, taking a look at my idea box and seeing what's inside. What ideas did I miss in the last year? Because I keep putting so many ideas there, and sometimes I miss some of these ideas, and they may be great ideas that I can try out now that I dismissed before. Like things like that, they never happen when I'm online. If I'm online, it's just there's so many distractions, so much emails, so much Slack. People keep calling, so I really put my phone on airplane mode. They can't
Yes.
even call me. Like when I say offline, I'm off the grid. Off the
Offline
grid.
means
So
offline.
yeah, it's really offline. So nobody can call me, nobody can reach me, even if it's just 1 hour, even if I just have to sit down quietly and have coffee. It's just
Yes.
it really
Agree.
helps.
You know,
It really
I can't seem to put my phone down. But
Hmm.
what I do is I check Twitter and the global GEG chat.
I was gonna say that we're always on Global G.
The global GEG chat has been my source of love and inspiration and help and like a pat in the back. If you need somebody to tell you good things about you, you just go in the chat and tell them like I've had a rough day, and then they just pour out the
you
love.
Yeah,
get
and I think
Yes.
I agree with Pilar. The having people that or a group of people that get you, that understand you, and is just wonderful because you just feel, kind of like what Riza was saying. And when they were talking about that pose, it's like you feel wobbly, but when you go in there and you just talk and they walk you through, and like Pilar said, sometimes they're your biggest cheerleaders, and that kind of helps you stay
Yes.
centered and find that center.
Yes.
It feels great. They fill your bucket, and then it's like, all right, it's go time. Let's keep
Yes.
going, and you move on.
Yes.
And then next time somebody comes in, you're doing the same for them, and it's just wonderful. And I think that's what I love about having a group of people that completely understand you and that you know that you can count on to be there for you.
It's definitely
Yes.
like a circle of love. It's a peeling of love.
It's a PLF of love,
A
professional learning
peeling.
family.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I mean, there's something about finding your tribe, right? There's
Agree.
there's so
Yeah.
much about here in the Philippines. We've been trying and trying, but there's a certain culture difference as well that we need to hurdle. Because there are so many people who want to be distracted with other things and not dive
Mhm.
head on into let's solve this problem right now. They would rather be distracted, and it's a huge issue for me because when the time comes when you are needed, you don't have a solution yet because the time that you should have spent solving it was not spent solving it. It was just time spent distracting yourself that you have a problem.
Depression.
And it's something that we're trying to kind of work towards, and we're hoping that teachers in the Philippines will also get on board with that. We know that we
Yes.
have a lot of amazing teachers here as well, and the thing is we're so dispersed. Like sometimes
Mhm.
I envy the states, and even like the states and Mexico, because you guys are landlocked and that you can just drive around from one state to the next. Like basically you can move around the country just driving, even though of course it's a huge land, but here in the Philippines, you can't do that. We've got 7,000 plus islands, and it's so dispersed. If you want to go somewhere, you're going to have to ride a boat, ride a plane. It's just not that easy to reach them. So, yeah. We've got how do you promote a school culture now that reduces the risk of teacher burnout? I'm really interested to hear more about this from you guys.
Mhm.
Okay, so right now, since we're on a distance learning setup, so the our HR, she's really into well-being and health and wellness. So she's promoting home fitness club. So we have schedules for everybody in the school community. Like we have Mondays, we have something like for food prep, and then we have the wellness Wednesdays, and then we have the wellness club from the phys department, so things like that. And then you can, or and we also have a crochet club, so you can just choose which wellness you would like to join in, so to give time for yourself. Although not a lot is joining, because teachers would always tend to use their time on their own. So it's really uh, I think it's really the commitment, because some people would have different choices. So some would choose to join, and some would just choose to do it on their own. So it's nice if your school is acknowledging that burnout is real, it's happening. And yes, it's happening, and that they're taking steps, even though not all of us are joining. At least there's a venue that if you would like to join and care for your own well-being, then you have these choices. So that's what it is for us. Although I only joined one club, I only support the physed, actually the physed department, but I don't join the rest, because sometimes if you sign up and you can't join, it's like, oh my god, I committed for this and I was
That's
not able
another
to
source of stress.
join in. So I don't like to put
Instead of
myself in that
relaxing
position.
you,
That's right,
of course.
Pilar, it adds another stress.
Oh
Yes.
my God. Actually,
You know,
for anything that provides anxiety to me, if I get anxious about somebody, especially when it's about negativity, like I block immediately. I do. I so I'm just not gonna let it ruin my day or my peace because there's so much to do and so much to get done, and I really just don't have time for it.
when we were face to face, we would have the teachers area, the teachers lounge, to just go
Mhm.
and hang out and vent and talk and relax a bit. Maybe you had work to do, but while you were working, the rest of the people, because the communal area, would be
Yeah.
talking, and you just get included in the chat even if you're like not sitting with the people there. So that was a good point to relax during the school day. That's when we were face to face. Now that we're in our houses doing the virtual stuff, it's like you're isolated. And so Global GG started, I think it was before it was Global GG, they started a mental health staff room meet. And they would do it, I think at the beginning it was like 3 times a week, and they reduced it to two, and now it's every Sunday. I sometimes join. I remember joining when I didn't know anybody, and there would be like this group of people that would help you again just let go of all the stuff and relax, and you would hear everybody else's stories and you would feel identified, and that makes you a little bit better, etc. So with my colleagues at work, I proposed doing that. I told them, like, we don't have teachers lounge to get together, or we used to, the people in my grade level, we would just do go into the science lab with the teacher of the lab. We just hang out when it was empty. And we would eat there, which is like super inappropriate because it's a science lab. But we would get together and hang around and joke and everything. So it was a fun place to be. And so I told them, like, we should create a meet where we can like have it on during the day, and anybody can join at any point, and we go inside and talk. And they were like, "Oh wow, that's a great idea. Ask me if we've done it."
Not yet.
No.
Because
They're like, I
everyone
reminded
is
them.
busy.
Yeah, and they're like, no, because in between classes I have to, no, I don't know, the ones that have babies feed the kid, the ones that don't. They're like, I'm still doing some planning, and nobody has the
Yes.
time, and they're definitely not gonna do it outside of class hours, because of course.
Yes, yes.
And so yeah, that would be my input. I'm trying to promote it, but they're not working with me.
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
I hope so. Maybe in the like
Yes,
the following weeks.
someday.
Yeah. Sometimes it just takes one person. You know, like I said
Yeah.
before, like you need to have a belief buddy. Somebody has to,
Yes.
it like you can go at it alone, but you need to have somebody believe in you and support you. If you have that one person supporting you, other people will believe. It's just there's a there's a thing about that. Like if you can convince just one person, just get one person on board, and then that becomes a bigger thing. Like
I
I
saw
remember.
the video. Have you seen the video of the guy dancing alone in like an event?
Yeah, I
That
know.
one.
Yeah,
And
see,
they
just
talk about the first follower. That's the important person.
the first
Mhm.
follower is the important person. That's right. And then everybody just follows. It's the comfort level, I guess, of
Yes.
people trying
Agree.
out something new. When trying out something new, for some reason, like I said before, we try to promote student agency, but teachers themselves, they say, "Hey, you try this out. You try this out." You do that to your students, but you don't want to try it out yourself, right?
Yep.
Definitely.
So we need to have more teacher agency, I guess. More teacher agency, more courage, more
Mhm.
courage in trying these things. It's not gonna break, so you're not gonna
Yes.
break Google Classroom. Okay, no,
You can
just
just
go do
delete
it.
something, but it's okay. You
It's all
can reuse
right.
post. There's a reuse post, guys. You can use
It's
it
a
anytime.
reuseful.
So don't be
That's
afraid.
true.
I
That's
know.
I'm actually in my fifth question now. I think how can we help a colleague we know? I think this is similar to what Pilar was saying, that if they're struggling with keeping their well-being intact, right? How are we able to help them? How are you guys able to help? Like if you know that you have a colleague that's
Mhm.
struggling with with productivity, with mental health, with stuff like that.
It's just
If
you just have to reach out, and
yes,
listen. Just let them know that you're there to listen, and it's you're not there to judge. It's sometimes people are just scared. Again, going back to, I think we talked about it last week in the chat, people don't like to show that they're vulnerable,
Yes.
and because, and as teachers, I think we're some of the ones that just, we never want to show we're vulnerable. We never want to show that we don't know anything, or that we don't know something. We're always like on the go subject matter experts, but we really aren't. And I think a lot of it just comes with that fear. But if you provide that, like Mary was saying earlier, that psychological safety, and if you just take it one person at a time, just, one of the things that I mentioned in the previous question was, as calls come in, it's like, hey, how are you doing? And it kind of throws people off guard, like, what? Like, yeah, how are you doing? Like, are you okay? How's everything? And it's just, they don't hear it. And so again, it's just, that's the way I've been trying to promote, just kind of asking the question when they call and things of that sort. So I guess with this too, it's just giving them a call. How are you doing? Talk to them, and maybe just make them feel comfortable. You kind of start and initiate, like, hey, just wanted to let you know, or maybe I'm struggling with this or that, and build that comfort level and things of that sort, because it
Yes.
is very tough. The worst thing that people can do is just stay quiet about it, and
Yeah.
just that burnout increases, that anxiety increases, and we don't want that for our teachers and for our students either. So it's just reach out, be a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
ear.
I
Remember
had
the
to do
Me.
that yesterday. One of my teachers was feeling a bit upset because of a student who hasn't been submitting work, and well, the teacher feels that like everything we're doing is our fault, despite all of the intervention and all of the help that we're giving out to our students, and just really felt frustrated. So I told him that, hey, are you okay? And it really helped. It put that teacher at ease. And I told them, are I hope that this issue didn't aggravate your anxieties. If it did, I'm really sorry for. So coming from a superior, or I guess if you're a teacher and your superior or your boss is like saying, I'm sorry, and really apologizing, then it really puts them at ease.
Mhm.
So that's what I
Agree.
try to
Agree,
do.
Laffy.
Yeah, that's what I try to do for my team. It's like, if they're feeling sad or down, I would definitely reach out to them. I'd hear their gripes. Of course, sometimes I would gripe as well, but it's always like, like, let's move on from this. How can we make sure that we're helping each other? We're really fighting the same battle, and let's just hold on and enjoy. Take the day off. It's online anyway, so I don't think anybody will notice if you're gone. Load up that shopping cart with the stuff that you really want to
Add to
buy.
cart.
Yeah, add to cart.
Add to cart. Retail
Yep,
therapy.
yep. Retail
Retail
Yes.
therapy.
therapy.
I just would
There's a
like
lot
to.
of
I
yeah.
just would
There are a
like to.
lot of savings from not commuting.
That's true. I just would like to say that this group that we have right now, like when we formed the Weekend Habit, we didn't know that it was going to be kind of a support system as well. We
Yes.
actually nicknamed it the Weekend Hanash, which is just Hanash is actually a Filipino gay term for gripe, right?
Yes.
Right.
It is,
Gripes.
right? So it's a
Yeah.
Filipino gay term
Yes.
for, it's not just a Filipino term, it's a Filipino gay term for gripe. So that's what we sometimes call it because when we have any
Yeah.
gripes, we just put it in our group chat and we just talk about it until we get over it. and,
Hmm.
and
Yes.
we're all always able
Right.
Yeah.
to solve it,
Right.
right?
I'm sorry for
So,
abusing it this whole week, and I'll be abusing it some more.
Some more. That's what it
oh,
is
it's okay.
for.
I have my own gripes. I was just reminded,
Right.
Fun, when you said that you need to reach out to your colleagues and stuff like that. I was reminded of this quote from Martin Luther King, right? When he said, "In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our
Mm,
friends." And
yes, yes.
so your friends were silent and they didn't stand up like, next to you with you. That's what you remember, and
Hmm.
it's just don't forget to reach out. I actually send my team milk tea. So
Oh.
if I know that like my team whenever they're feeling down, I send them milk tea because milk tea
Oh.
is the number one comfort drink in the Philippines.
Yes,
Yeah.
my
Yes.
coordinator does that to us, Mary.
Yeah.
We would go and okay guys, let's play and whoever wins this game gets a milk tea. And so we would all rush
Oh,
into the G meet and we would all play and then we would all I think this is the we've had rough days with my team, the PSED team, but the ODL brought us all together closer. We were all, supporting each other and having this kind of okay, let's play a game and have a milk tea delivered to your house. So
No,
it's
delivered
like
to the house,
everyone is
exactly.
expecting. I hope it's my time. It's my turn to have milk tea, and
that
then
is so
we would
nice.
say, those who won cannot join anymore.
That's
Ah.
true.
Mary,
There's something.
we're your team, right? Mary.
Yes, I know.
so milk tea.
Yeah, I do
So you'll
send
have to
milk
send
to my
to
team.
you'll have to
Yeah, so
send
every
also
time,
to us to
yeah,
Pilar and to Fonz also all the way from the
It's gonna
Philippines.
take
All the
forever
way
to
to
get
next
here.
town of Texas.
It's gonna take forever to get here. Or if
No,
you pay like
Mary,
the
send them Jollibee.
Jollibee.
Yeah.
Jollibee in
You
if
know,
you
Texas.
if you
I
pay
when I
for
was
the
in the
FedEx, it's
classroom,
gonna be a lot of money. That's what I can tell you.
yeah, when I was in the classroom, I had a Filipino student, and she would always bring in just treats like food, and she would bring in pancit, she would bring in,
oh
Oh,
yeah,
yummy.
ube, they would bring
Sarap.
lechon and everything. I was like, oh my goodness! And so that's where my love of Filipino food came from. And we do have a couple of
Yay.
restaurants here locally, but it was so good. But yeah, I'll definitely take anything from the Philippines.
Come on over when the pandemic's over.
Yes.
We'll
yeah.
take you around.
Teach meat.
Speaking
Teach
of
meat
kids,
the weekend habit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
speaking
like
of kids
Filipinos,
that give
food
you,
is central. I'm sorry, go ahead, Pilar.
no, I was gonna say, speaking of kids that give you food, I'm known in the school as like a super strict teacher and very mean, and people are afraid of me. But once they get to know me and they know that I like chocolates and stuff, they randomly bring me something to class. So I'm gonna move on. Sorry, Mary, you were gonna say something.
No, it's okay. It's just that Filipinos is that like food is central to us. Like
Yes.
if you ever come to the Philippines, you will find that our malls here are huge. They're really big, and they're filled with so many restaurants like side by side in all cuisines. It almost feels like actually a lot of the people who come to the Philippines sometimes they would go, "What? You've got Tim Hortons there? You've got this there, you've got that there," and then they kind of get surprised that we've got all of these brands here, like all food brands. We try to get all of the food brands as
Yep.
much as we
Yes.
can, as many food
Mhm.
brands as we can. I don't know why. We love to
I
eat.
think, well, in Monterrey, we have a lot of the ones that are close to us, like the ones from Texas usually get here. Not everyone,
Oh.
but a lot of them. And they were talking a few hours ago. They were talking about something about Taco Bell. That's the only food brand that it didn't pick up. I think they opened one and closed right away because, like, why would we want in Mexico Taco Bell? We have the
Yeah,
real
that's true.
tacos.
Well,
Exactly.
there's the Taco Bell here, right? In Quezon City, right?
Cubao
In
in
Cubao, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
in
There's the
Cubao.
Taco
We
Bell.
have
Yeah, in
one.
Alabang as
We have
well.
one
Yeah,
Yeah.
in
It's
ATC.
yeah.
yeah,
All right.
two
I
really
like
Yes,
going
yes,
there
in
small
all the
ones.
ATC.
time.
I do
Yeah.
like some of the other Mexican restaurants here, though. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love I love agave. I really like them. I like
Mm-hmm.
I like chimichangas and I like more burritos.
No,
Yum.
chimichangas are not Mexican.
Oh, they're not. They're not.
No,
Oh.
they were invented by somebody in the States, I think.
Oh.
We
I
were
feel so bad for me.
Yeah, you have to make sure when you go to a Mexican restaurant, you have to make sure that the owners are actual Mexicans. So if you come from
They're probably
Mexico,
not
how you know
Mexican.
that yeah, because I mean the whole country has a wide variety of different kinds of foods. And you could find that they have the same name in different places and they would be prepared a little bit differently. But
Yeah.
still, there are things that are sold everywhere else, like like sushi.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Japan, it's definitely going to be very different than what I get as sushi. And I do
Mm-hmm.
understand that But then I hear that, for instance, that chimichangas, I'm like, that's
Oh
not
no,
my.
no, no, we're not. I'm happy to know
It's like
that now.
I think it's like a fried burrito. Somebody
It is
must have invented it.
burrito. Like if I just want something fried, I want like there's so many fried food. There's so much fried food. But guys,
Mhm.
I do have one question for you before we end this. I would like to ask for an app recommendation for the week. Like if you have any app recommendation that's actually helping you to keep you sane,
Mhm.
what would it be? What is
Mine's
it?
Oh,
not free, but it's a game. I like
Yeah.
to play games on my phone. Monument Valley and Alto's Adventure. Alto's Adventure, you just ski down a slope and then you just mindlessly jump and avoid obstacles. So, it's like, okay, I think I need a break.
I
I
actually have removed my games. I think I still have Candy Crush on my phone, but I
Oh.
don't play it any. I don't play it
oh
anymore.
no no
But
no no
you
no.
know what's kept me really sane because I'm currently running two businesses. I think I'm only running two now. I used to run more. So the one thing that really keeps me sane is Session Buddy. Session Buddy keeps me sane. I don't know if you've ever seen that or tried it. It's a Chrome extension, and what it does is it puts together your tabs based on a project, and in my case, based on a company. So if I'm working on this
Mm.
one company, all of these tabs are kind of grouped
That's
together,
nice,
and
Mary.
it's
I'm gonna
one
write it
session.
down.
Mm.
Yeah, it's called Session Buddy. So it's
Session
called
buddy.
one session. So what I do is, if I'm not ready for my session for my arts company yet, I'm gonna turn off that entire session. When I'm ready, I turn on the session and all of the tabs for that session will just appear. So my website, my shopper, my back end stuff, my design work, the emails, accounting, everything is gonna be there in one kind of window. But
Sounds
all of the
good.
relevant tabs. So it's called Session Buddy. It manages my session. So I don't know if it's gonna help you, but if you're like if you have tab fever, this is the way to
I'll
go.
check that out.
wait,
Like
one thing I'm impressed with, Mary, one thing I'm impressed with, she's like, yeah, I don't even know how many businesses I do. Like, I think right now I'm running two. I'm like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Like,
Yeah, she's
so
like
how
that.
many businesses did you have
She's a
before?
beast.
I'm actually with
Yeah, you should see our chat funds.
oh my
Oh my
goodness.
gosh.
Yeah. So we have
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I am also confused.
I'm a what you call a serial entrepreneur. And I think I
Yeah.
coached Sydney. I coached the innovator in Sydney 2017, and I think my spark at that time, my spark presentation was all about that. It's all about starting a business at 18, and then moving on to like multiple businesses, around 8 businesses until I was 25.
Wow.
So I had a radio station. I built a radio station when I was 19. I had an events management company like before I was 20.
She's a
It was kind of
risk
Mary,
like,
taker.
um,
The
I'm like
embodiment.
and this is
Mary,
and
I'm
I
gonna
do,
connect you with the entrepreneurship teacher.
yes,
She might want to
please.
invite you to her class.
Yes, please. I really would like to because there's only two things that you need if you want to be an entrepreneur. It's just uh, grit, then of course your willingness to work, because and you need to have your belief buddy. You need to have one person believing in you. I could never start a company without pitching it first. So I pitch it to somebody like a friend. What do you think? And if they like tell me, you know what, that's a great idea. Even just one person saying it's a great idea, and I'm all fired up.
Mary, I
Yeah.
think I'm going to come up with a new phrase for you. You are a serialpreneur.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that. The serialpreneur. I'm
That's
gonna put it
great.
in my profile moving forward. Thank you so much, Fons. And actually, for next week, we still don't have a topic for next week. I'm like wide open for next week. So if you have any comments, like if you have any suggestions for what you want to talk about for next week, I'm totally open to that. And I do have a spreadsheet, and I still don't know whether I would share it publicly, but I really want to do that. The last 8 episodes, I have all of the questions that were put out in the last 8 episodes. And I really would like to make this as a planning document in the future for anybody who would like to co-moderate with us. And that means, yeah, I'm going to be sharing it with the two of you as well. I think I've shared it with Riza and Lisa also.
Yes,
So if you have
I
to
saw
email
it
it,
already.
I've shared it. So just check it out. And there. So for this week, I would just like to thank everybody who joined us for this weekend habit. Once again, I would like to thank our guests, our special guests,
Yes.
Pilar and Fons. Thank you. And our regulars, Alfonso, Riza, and Lisa. Thank you so much for joining us for this week. And just visit theweekendhabit.com for a replay, as well as listen to the podcast at anchor.fm/Guru Chat. All right. Happy weekend, everybody.
Thank
Happy
Happy
you.
weekend. Thank
weekend. Thank
you. See you next
you.
Bye
Saturday.
See
bye.
you next
Nice
Saturday.
weekend.